welcome to the show. Now, one of the things that I've always thought that Forza Motorsport has needed, outside of the current one actually, well, working, was more entry-level race cars. It's all very well and good having a big list full of hypercars and unbelievably fast road cars and GT cars and all of that sort of thing, but honestly, a lot of motorsport happens in things like this. This is a Mazda MX-5 Cup car. It is probably the vehicle that I have been most excited to see in Forza, because it is the quintessential one-make race series car. They're fantastically fun to drive. They don't have a huge amount of power. They do have a huge amount of grip on the slick tyres. They are just wonderful race cars, and I hope we get more vehicles along the line of the MX-5 Cup car, because there's lots of motorsport that goes on in stuff like this that games don't necessarily cover. But yeah, I was incredibly excited to see this vehicle make an appearance, so naturally we had to go racing with them. So, we are on to our first race here with the MX-5 Cup cars. I've had a not very good qualifying session. We're following the old sort of touring car format we have in the past. We're still going for medium and hard tyres, because these cars are so grippy. We have medium and hard tyres for this one. And I am opting for my mediums at the very end. We're starting the first race on the hard tyres. I'm going to try and make as many places as we can. We're a little bit spread out back here. We're a little bit more spread out than we perhaps wanted to be. But yeah, it's not quite worked. The rolling start. But never mind. All is fine. Oh, cold hard tyres through the first corner. Not really what you wanted. Ewan was wanting to be a motorbike through there, but we've got away with it. We will, I say, hopefully sweep around the outside, and we are then through the middle. Oh, bounce ourselves over the curb, as is the way it goes at this Silverstone layout. Now, of course, around here there is ample opportunity for slipstream. It's going to be very significant. You're going to struggle to get away from the train of cars. And this was my theory. There's a couple of vehicles on softs. I think Impega, Aaron, and Ninetails, not soft, sorry, on mediums, are on those tyres. There's a few vehicles trying it. I'm so far back, I figure we're just not going to be able to make the most of those tyres here, which is why I've gone for the hard tyres for this first race. Oh, can we get to the inside of a Team Orange? We can, but it's difficult to get the pass completed. Oh, down there, especially when we've got other cars having a look trying to pass us, which of course is what's going to happen with an MX-5 Cup car. Is a big line of cars as we head across the start-finish straight on this time around. Gliska and Ewan are side by side. If I can be neat through turn 1, which we are, we can hopefully be on the inside, or the outside through turn 2, and the inside for turn 3 if I can get it pulled up in time. So my sort of goal for this session is if we can make a few places up this one, have a good second race, and then look for a reverse grid pole position in the third one. Oh, I got a big twitch. I'm so sorry, Blakey. The back end let go, and to catch it, unfortunately, it ends up clonking Blakey. Not an intentional, crash in that one. What else can I do at that point when the car sort of steps out of line? So yeah, it is unfortunate. We do not want to hurt our fellow Team Orange member, but there is, sort of a limit on what I can do there. We will all slow down. There's a little bit of a breakaway up at the front. Oh, there's been a big fight behind. Aaron's not making the progress with those soft tyres that they would have wanted to have done there. I mean, particularly boxed in, or on the medium tyres, I should say, the better tyres, have been quite boxed in. We have made the most of our opportunity and snuck past Gliska. We're on the outside of Ewan through here. It's the inside at 2. It's the long way round at 3, and Gliska's going to have a run here. Don't know where Gliska is, can't see Gliska. We have pincer manoeuvred Ewan out of that one. That worked out quite nicely for me. We have got a freaking out AI car. It is ghosted though, so I don't know what's gone on with that. That's very weird. looks like a controller glitch, but they made a lap. Stevie and Aaron have made contact, and we have got one hell of a run. It's proper MX5 Cup stuff here. We're going to get alongside. Gliska's got a better run than all of us. I think they were trying to like side draft each other almost, Aaron and Stevie, and they've just lost all of their speed down the straight. Stevie's back up the inside on the exit. That's okay. The groups at the front of all, there was like a 3-car breakaway. It was sort of three and three, I think. But they have all kind of come back together again. I think they might be well out of the way of me. I don't think we're catching them by the end of this race. Though the group behind has had an almighty tussle through there. Danger Man's had a good run. Danger Man didn't have a great qualifying. They started behind me and they have worked their way up through the field. Can we, with a little bit of clean air, do anything about chasing down Shadow? I think unlikely, but you never know. Brazen is unsurprisingly leading the way. I think Brazen and Ollie's up there. I believe Impega is up there with those. Impega and Ninetales will be up there with the soft tyres, medium tyres. I'll eventually get it right. I'm not going to. I'm gonna mess it up the entire way through this. The difference with the compounds is minimal with these cars, a lot less than we've seen in others. Basically, it's the reason why we're actually racing the medium and hards is the thing's so grippy with so little power on the soft tyres. We just go for something a little bit, I say more challenging, a little bit different. I love that this car is in the game though. It's something that Forza's sorely needed, and it's great to see it. Have we broken clear? I don't know if Danger Man's really getting a huge amount of slipstream back there. That if we can keep Danger Man at bay and kind of away from the draft, that would really help me. As soon as Danger Man gets to the draft, then that will bring Aaron into the fight and everything. It has very much become a two-class race. You've got you've got the top group that got away. From my place on the grid, I'm actually not at all displeased with this. It's kind of worked quite nicely in terms of what I was looking for in a finishing position. If we can hold this together though for 3 more laps, you know, that is easier said than done. Do not excite the rear of the car. Easy way to lose a bunch of time is to have the vehicle sliding around. That's fine through there. We're actually pulled a little bit of a gap to Danger Man. Danger Man has got a lot of company, but they're having a busy time. That's fine. So in qualify, the pole was a 15.9. That was Ollie on the mediums. We were all qualified on the mediums. I ran a 16.5. It wasn't a great qualifying session. I ran a 16.5 on mediums, and this, I mean, I feel like this could easily do a 16.9 on the hard tyres, to be honest. There's some exploring going on behind. If we finish off this lap, I don't think there is a particularly big difference. Of course, what will make a difference, ballast. It's not the heaviest ballast when you add it into this car, but of course, at this point, everybody is on absolutely equal weights. When cars start getting heavier, 17.00, god damn it, there's definitely a 16, no, easily a 16.9 in it. If I was better. We have just found ourselves in no man's land. How is the one filming car, I guess Shadow's a little bit in it as well, the one filming car, because replays are broken and we can't use them. The 4 filming car is the one vehicle that's found itself almost completely on its own, because I actually had a pretty good start, and now we've got ourselves, that was close to being a bit too wide. Oh, there's someone gone very wide. I think that might have been Blake. I think Blakey's ended up out there again. I mean, yeah, I would be the first to say it was my bad for Blakey's show. It is one of the risks that you take. I mean, when I was going around outside of cars, you have to be aware if something does go wrong, especially, I say something goes wrong, it's not a malicious, it's just you are trying to carry speed, and if a car snaps, there's nothing else you can do. You've got to try and catch the slide, and it's just unfortunate. Well, that's terrible. That's way too early. That's completely throwing me off through this whole section anyway. No time gained from that one. That was unfortunate, but we have kept the gap. I was scruffing through that final sector previous lap as well. We are keeping the gap to Danger Man remarkably steady. Impega has now got to the front of the race. Perhaps no big surprise. I think Brazen's going to be desperately trying to fend off a Ninetales with those better tyres. I don't know whether I want second or first through some of these corners. Like here, for example, this is an easy, I want it in second, to get it onto the straight. I think we are closing on Shadow just a tiny bit. If we get close enough to get in the draft, it'd be brilliant. I mean, like, look at the great fun racing up in front and the great fun train behind. I think Danger Man's really fighting with Aaron. That's really slowed them down. They're 3 wide up ahead. I think that might be Brazen or Ollie that is gradually slipping back up there. Yeah, here, for example. Do I want it in third? Do I want it down to second? Not sure. Third seems okay there. This final section I definitely think I want first for, because this car has got very, very long gears. And part of the reason, so everything on this car is stock, shooting and everything, part of the reason we're doing a rolling start, it's actually easier to sort of time it, but it's partly because the gears as well. In real life they would run a rolling start too, but yeah, first gear is so long in this that we really do have to, I say have to be doing a rolling start. They are just terrible from a standing start. We are setting pretty much identical lap times to Shadow. The gap is at sort of that 3.1, and it has barely moved. I'm just not as quick as Impega. Not a big surprise on that one. I mean, they have also, when they're not fighting each other, they have also got the benefit of a big slipstream train, and they've got better tyres. We will head onto the back straight. I love, it's a shame that we're not really being involved in it. I love that you can literally watch the snake go from one side of the track to the other as everybody's trying to get slipstream. Ewan is now the vehicle in 8th behind me. We will try and get ourselves started. Actually got a little bit wide on this final lap. Not a great final lap from me. It's going to cost us a few tenths. Looks like Impega's got a comfortable enough victory up there. I mean, where am I going? As I'm now trying to overdrive the car, I think, a little bit. I'm pleased with my performance in terms of that was some good positional gains for us there. We're up to 7th. We don't get any ballast. We go into race 2 in quite a strong place. Well done to Impega for claiming a victory in that one. Ninetales, I think, may have made a mistake at the end in all of that. But, yeah, bloody hell. We had a really, really crazy first... We had a really crazy first couple of laps. And, yeah, after that we kind of just ended up on our own, which is unfortunate. But that is how it goes. Aaron will not be so happy, could not make the most of those medium tyres. We will move on to the next one. Ballast will be applied. I'm actually not in a terrible spot for race 2. We head on to our second race. We are at the Homestead Miami circuit. I actually start much higher on the grid than I was expecting to after race 1. I wish I had the medium tyres. Shadow is on medium tyres. Shadow is in a very strong place there with that green car. So, yeah, I wish I had medium tyres. I do not, but of course, Shadow doesn't have any weight. Ninetales does have some weight, not much, but Brazen, Impega, Liam, Ollie, they've all got a fair bit of weight going on in those cars. We are off and we are underway here at Homestead. Ewan with a decent jump on the outside, but is going to be stuck on the outside for turn number 1. Danger Man gives us a little helping hand through there. Ninetales is a little bit slow away. We are going to fire the car down the inside. Ewan has had a good start there and has made the most of that. Ewan doesn't have any weight on the car. I think Ewan might be on mediums as well, actually. So I think Ewan and Shadow both have got no weight and are on mediums. So they are going to shoot off forward. Now my goal is going to be a simple one. Can I go with them? Now I actually quite like this circuit. It's probably one of my better tracks on the game in some ways. But we have not been able to clear Ninetales yet. Of course, these long straights are going to be a problem for the likes of Impega, for the likes of Brazen, for Ollie. Anyone with weight in their car is going to really notice it, and Shadow's trying to find a way, but where can you go? Ewan's on the outside. It is 3 wide around the hairpin. Ollie's getting a little bit mugged. Well, I put a wheel on the dirt, which I didn't want to do. Blakey's had a good start in all of this and come up a good way through the pack. Can we get... We might be able to get to the inside of Ollie. down here. Perhaps Shadow tried to get to the inside of Impega, maybe. Yeah, I think that is Impega's car. Shadow's still looking and looking and looking. I mean, it is kind of just try and defend as much as possible for some of the cars with weight. We have had a good run through all of that. The issue that I've got is Grumples has got a run now on us as well. I can't I can't go too much further, too much further in front of Ollie. That will do quite nicely down into here. Unfortunately, yeah, we gained one place and then we lost a place in all of that. We might actually then lose out to Ollie here as well. No, not quite. Ollie's just stuck in that kind of roadblock that formed behind Brazen. Yeah, not quite what we wanted. We've got past the heavy car of 90. Yeah, Gliska's also running mediums. And we were joking about Gliska having won race 2 when we've done this format before, and they were miles back on the grid. They've had an amazing first lap. They've really made the most of those tyres, and they're going to be up behind us in no time. Brazen's going to be a sitting duck down this straight. We shall hopefully get some slipstream from Grumples. Can I get across in front of Brazen? I don't think I can quite. Liam continues to lead the way. Brazen is going to kind of make it so that it's very difficult for us there. God damn it. Yeah, it was always going to be an ambitious one. Liam's doing very, very well with all that weight on the car to still be leading the race for the moment. Grumples is having a look for a way past Shadow there. Ewan is up to second. Brazen, well, I didn't really open the steering until Brazen was off the circuit already, unless there was a little bit of desync on that one. It's one of those, live, I feel like there was space, and I only opened it when there wasn't. Well, when Brazen was already off, and then I'll probably look back at it on the recording. Actually, I probably should have given Brazen a little more room. Ewan got very sideways going up the banking there. I did see that one. Ewan's lost a lot of places in all of this. Now, what could help Liam is if we all fight each other back here to try and be the car in line to get past Liam. That could help out that car a lot. Gliska has really caught up and is giving us a helping hand through there. We are now sliding. Gliska is going to get up. See, I just haven't got an answer for that particularly. Now I'm stuck between two cars that have got the mediums. They have got more grip than I do. Oh, Ewan, that's a huge dive. That's, yeah, that was never quite. I don't think that was actually going for an overtake. I think that was just a genuine mistake. Got a slight bump there, and the car was just not going to. Did not want to straighten up. Ollie is following at the moment. Impega's got maximum ballast on that car. That thing will be quite slow down the straight. Ollie has found a way to get some speed out of that car. I'm not completely sure tyres everybody's on. I tried to pay attention so I would know as much as possible, but you know, there is limits to what I can remember going into this, especially considering, oh, that's across the curb. Just turned in a little bit too soon. Oh, I'm trying to let Impega pass to not get an advantage from that one without letting Ollie pass, which is not very easy to do. God, that bump there really upsets it. Grumples is to the front of the field now. Shadow is there battling away with Liam. We have fought off Ollie again through all of this, and we will try to look for a way past Impega. Yeah, we have struggled to clear the heavier cars, basically, in this one. I've not done a great job. It's not really been my finest of races so far. I mean, there's still a few laps to go. We can get a good run somewhere to go and look at making a pass. Can we get to the inside of Impega down here? Impega doesn't go defensive on this one. I mean, Impega, in some ways, Impega doesn't want to fight crazy and lose a whole heap of positions, right? One of the things you've got to be really careful in this is you don't want to get stuck in a really big fight, end up really slowing down, and then have the whole pack come flying past. One car's not the end of the world, and can probably slow down. Oh, Shadow's got to the front of the race now. Perhaps slow down Ollie a little bit better than me almost, if that makes sense, with those cars being, you know, more ballasted up. We are fifth. What can I do about going forward? Can we go further forward in this? That is the question. Well, I certainly know 2 of the cars there are on medium tyres. I don't know what Grumple's is on. They could well be on a medium as well. It wouldn't surprise me with the pace. I cannot get that final corner right. I'm not getting the turn, I'm not getting it settled, and we are just bouncing horribly across the banking, really. Ollie can have a look around the outside if they want. Try and not give them much room. Liam has just fallen out of the podium positions now. I see the pink nose of an Ollie is having a look. Ewan is catching back up again. Ewan, having made that little mistake, has got the better tyres and is now looking for a way past Ollie down here. God, it's going to be an interesting final couple of laps for me, I think. Whether we can catch Liam, I'm going to go with I don't think I've got the time to do anything there. Glisser's had a fantastic race. That is from absolutely miles back on the grid. I think it is pretty much the second back race. So far back to have got through that, and I'm too early on the brakes, I think, down here a little bit. I did not even... Well, I don't know. I'm just not sure I've quite got to grips with this car, or this car at this circuit, it would seem. The top 3 are all together. We are leading a big train of cars down here. What can I do? I don't feel confident. I feel like maybe it should be flat through there. I'm absolutely not confident in the car through there to be flat. Certainly if you're on the mediums, you would be, I would expect. Right, now, if we try and get it turned better through there... Don't know if I want first. I don't think... definitely not getting it right. That much I can tell you. Ewan is there, going to be having a look. And Ewan is going to be, in no time, having a look to try and get past me. Or Ollie is going to have a look to try and get past me. Ewan is to the inside. Now, what Ewan will do is get alongside here. There will be a little trading of paint. Can Ewan hold that there? Oh, just... God damn it. We will now fall into the slipstream. I don't know whether I can quite go for a big outbraking manoeuvre through there. That didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. We got that one wrong. I was trying to set it up for a good exit, and I just didn't. We will at least now have a couple of straights of slipstream, so we can go tearing after Ewan and hopefully be in a good place at the end of this next straight. We know the tyres on that car are better. Ooh, no, I opened the steering up a fraction too soon. So this is the one thing with driving on a controller. There, for example, I just wanted to take off some steering lock, but not all of it, and it's quite easy, I find anyway, on a controller to get it wrong, basically, when you are trying to take off some steering lock in a corner. And in that was one of those examples where I'm just trying to get rid of a little bit of steering lock, and yeah, you end up getting rid of almost all of it. It is a frustrating thing, but what can you do, really? We have got one more lap to try and fend off from Ollie. Yeah, that error, any chance of finding a way back past Ewan is gone, I should think, unless Ewan makes a mistake on this final lap, which, I mean, it is possible, I think unlikely. It's a big enough gap that it'd have to be a decent-sized mistake. Yeah, we can't match the top, certainly can't match the top 3. Don't know what tyres Liam is on. Okay, we've got a little bit of a gap back to Impega, which is good. I mean, this puts us in a decent spot. Come on, get turned through there, jeez. Didn't get that corner right either. I definitely... Well, there was an amount of inevitability about Ewan finding a way past with that. I definitely do not want to let Ollie past if I can help it here. Oh, Ollie has absolutely gone for it down there, which is fair enough. I wasn't quite expecting it, but I saw the car coming, I had enough time, and I'll just go for a cutback. I know my car is lighter than theirs, so that one there will, I say, do the job. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Ollie had to give it a try. It's the final lap of the race. You know, want to give it a go at some point. That is probably the best opportunity they are going to get through all of this. We will try and hold them up through the final corner. It looks like Shadow has taken victory. Oh, there's a spinner in the background. Don't know who that was. Shadow has taken victory. We will cling on to 6th. Not my finest piece of driving. Shadow takes victory. Gliska, massive climb. Ignore the actual, what the game reckons is the gains, because we reshuffle the grid. Gliska gets up to 2nd. Grumples is 3rd. Liam is in 4th ahead of Ewan. We take 6th, which means we do not have any ballast going into the final race. At least that is something. Bloody hell, that was a stressful race. It's time for the final race. I find myself in a good spot. The reverse grid was for 8th. We followed the touring cars, a random number drawn. And yeah, 8. Well, a random number between 6 and 12 was drawn, and it was 8. So Impega is on pole. We are in a good spot, although, annoyingly, Ollie has no ballast and is also on medium tyres. So, my plan of being in a good spot for the reverse race has kind of worked, but Ollie has also got a similar one. So yeah, I'm on medium tyres with no ballast. Ewan, I think, is a little bit of ballast, but he's on hard tyres. Liam is one to watch out for. I think Liam is on medium tyres, although they do have a smidge of ballast. And then who knows, Brazen, I think, is on medium tyres a long, long way back in the pack, but could well work their way through the field. We will wait and see on this one as we are off and underway. Blakey with a good start by the looks of it back there. Impega is going to have one hell of a defending job to do here against 2 unballasted cars on better tyres. Impega's also unballasted, of course, but yeah, if Ollie gets clear of Impega quickly, and I don't, Ollie will vanish off the road. If I can get clear at the same time as Ollie, that could be good news for me. If I can go with the pink machine, that would be very helpful. If we both get stuck behind Impega, this race could become quite the mess, but we will have to wait and see. As we saw before, the difference in the tyre compounds isn't actually all that massive. It is definitely there, but it isn't as big as some cars have had in the past. Unfortunately for me, you know what? I would be tempted if I get I'm not going to get a good enough run. I would be tempted to push Impega forward and actually hinder Ollie in getting that pass done. Not that I got a good enough run up the hill to actually be able to do anything. Ollie's going to look around the outside there. I am going for a very different line through all of this. The problem is, for me, of course, is even if we can sneak our way around the outside of Ollie, which we might actually do here. Oh, it's 3 wide. I don't want to be 3 wide. Coming out of that, that's asking for a whole heap of trouble. Liam is... Well, we know Liam's on mediums, has got a little bit of ballast, but has got a very good run out of that corner. Can we push Impega forward? We've kind of latched on the outside. Oy, and it didn't get turn 1 correct for me. But that's, yeah, not ideal. Through that one. Oh, Danger Man. I don't know what tyres Danger Man is on. Up the inside, I'm going to hazard a guess at a perhaps medium. We are out of position. The only plus point we get is we should get a decent exit. It's not the best exit through there. I was maybe pushed Impega a little bit too long into turn 1. It hasn't helped me in the slightest. Unfortunately, yeah, we have gone backwards a little bit this race. However, we have got a very good run through there. Had a very good run, but I could not get out of the slipstream. Brazen's had an astonishingly good start. I don't know how Brazen's got that far up already. Oh, no. Danger Man. I don't know where I'm supposed to go in that one. Danger Man just wanted to turn in, and Longbow was already up the inside. I mean, yeah, I'm not particularly pleased with that. I don't know what I was supposed to do at that point. No one wants to give me any space, apparently. Which, yeah, I mean, sure, okay, well, yeah, it's a bad start to this. I mean, the plus point is if they fight one another, that would be helpful. That's down one too many gears for the first corner. I mean, Brazen is on the same tyres as me, doesn't have any ballast either. He's just generally faster. So I'm going to expect that car will come past in no time. I am not the most experienced at this track, which doesn't help, and I might have actually set the race a little bit short. I don't know why I thought the cars were going to take longer to lap around here. But yeah, this race has gone disastrous. It's absolutely awful for me, which is frustrating, but it's one of those what can you do kind of a moments. We have lost out early on. I'm going to hope that, well, I mean, if they fight each other up ahead, there is a little chance for us, of course. We shall see. Some of the Ewan's just gone backwards. The ballasted cars from that second race have not had a good time in this one. Liam and Ollie are busy exchanging places through this one. Brazen snuck a pass on Longbow through there. Right. They are all fighting one another for position here. So this is the problem. A lot of cars save their better tyres for the final race. I don't know what in hindsight, I would have put the mediums on in the second race. In hindsight, that's what I would have done. However, hindsight is a wonderful thing, and yeah, you can get it absolutely spot on when you look at it like that. Because this one here, I think there's just a lot of cars running the mediums. We're just going to create a very, very big group of vehicles, and it's just getting bigger here. It's getting bigger up until the point where there's probably going to be an accident for someone. I don't want it to be me, but who knows? Brazen has clawed their way through the field very nicely. Ollie continues to lead. We've got a little reprieve from Blakey trying to find a way past. I mean, we've kind of recovered to catch up to this group this lap, from being a little bit further back to right in the midst of this one. We are here as the big train of Mazdas runs around. Impega is making the most of the slipstream, keeping that car in the fight here. I mean, we're going to carry a great speed through this part and get alongside Longbow, but then we are on the outside for the penultimate corner. We're trying to kind of pin Longbow down on the inside, which kind of works, but I don't really want to be on the outside for turn. You're outside of the final corner, that's fine, that's an easy flat out corner. Blakey may well get both of us if we aren't careful. Oh, there's a big gap behind Blakey, I don't know what happened there. Unfortunately for me, we are just going to be stuck out here. I want them to run in too fast and compromise each other, which they don't really do. Can we run around the outside of Blakey? It would be a difficult one to pull off here. It might be doable. Be the inside for the next corner. I think it's the best option we got to try and fend off from Blakey, which we do. Okay, Ollie continues to lead the way. Pega holds on to third from Brazen, then Danger Man, then Longbow, then me, then Blakey, as we all get in the slipstream, heading down this next straight. It's going to be one more lap to go, and I'm not sure where we are going to be able to find anything, if we can find anything. We've been quite quick through there. Oh, Impega's out wide, and that's an unfortunate corner. That is not where you want to lose time, not at this point in the race. And it doesn't take much because it's such a big line of cars. One little mistake is all it takes, and everybody's looking for a way past. Impega's now sliding their way through there. Impega could be a bit vulnerable. Oh, no, not quite going to work for me here. Is it? No. I mean, we may be able to do something at the final lap of the race. There's always a chance. The top three have just got that little gap away now. Danger Man doesn't have slipstream from the cars ahead, so this group here is about to get very, very busy. Can we do anything? I mean, the one plus point we get is I can kind of pick and choose my lines, and that's the one I picked that was terrible. Slightly missed turn one. Trying a different... I mean, I'm happy to try a slightly different line, right? Anything that can get me an advantage on the cars ahead that are battling each other. Blakey's not immediately behind me. I think what's going to happen is we're just going to get stuck behind Impega. But you never know. It's the two pink cars up at the front. Are we going to be in a good spot to try and do anything? Is Impega going to have a look with a few corners to go? I really struggled to get my car stopped there. I got a wheel on the curb, and then we got kind of Impega's just really struggling for grip against all the medium-tired cars, which is understandable. Impega was all crossed up going through there, and I had a wheel on the curb that wasn't helping me, trying to maximise the kind of turn-in for that corner. I mean, we can just carry more speed through that section than Impega can. Unfortunately for me, this race has just not quite gone the way I had hoped. We needed, as I said at the start, if we could have got clear of Impega early on, we could have got out of trouble early on, that would have been good. However, we did not. It looks like it's going to be Ollie that takes victory. Brazen does a remarkable job from a long way back on the grid to get second. No, I'm disappointed with that race. Could have and should have been better, really. Through that one. Liam's on the podium again in there. Longbow is 4th, Dangerman is 5th. Yeah, I'm disappointed with that one. Impega held on for a long time, but just lost out at the end there in 7th. Blakey up in 8th ahead of Rusky. Ninetails climbed to 10th. And when we saw Ewan... Oh, man, so we saw Ewan drop back. I was going to have a look at the... there was your podium. We're going to have a look at the race results with the likes of Gliska and Shadow and Grumples, and I think they all fell back, just they could not compete with the ballast. There we go. Yeah, Grumples, Gliska and Shadow fell all the way back. Yeah, I'm slightly frustrated with that race, with just how things panned out. Could have been a lot faster, but yeah, it didn't quite go our way. 6th is at least, I guess, some solid points. So, on to the overall scores, and it is very close indeed. Liam would take victory by a single point from Ollie. Impega would score well up in 3rd ahead of Brazen. Shadow would just beat me by 1 point. I have to say, I did not have... Well, I didn't think I had a particularly good session on this one. I was a bit disappointed with my performance, with my drive. It just never really came together. We still ended up 6th. If I could qualify... I'm terrible at qualifying. When we've done all of these, I've struggled with qualifying. I generally get better in the race. But, yeah, I felt like I couldn't quite make it work. However, ending up 6th, actually not that bad, given everything. Grumples would end up in 7th. I mean, Grumples and Gliska and Shadow were all those that kind of the 3rd race, having scored well in the 2nd race, the 3rd race with all the ballast, just really struggled to get anywhere. In fact, Grumples, Ewan, and Dangerman would all be tied on 23 points. Grumples on virtue of getting to be ordered based on their highest finishing position. Ewan just beating Dangerman, I think, by 1 place. To get that 8th. Gliska would be 10th ahead of Ninetails, and Blakey, again, very close down here. Again, ties ordered by highest race finish position until we get to Aaron in 14th place. So Aaron and Rusky are on 10 points. They had exactly the same best finishing position, exactly the same second best finishing position, and exactly the same 3rd. Now, I've sorted them based on qualifying. As well, Rusky disconnected from qualifying, and now didn't. So that's the only way that it's very difficult to separate them. And Stevie would also be on 10 points as well, with Coffee rounding out the table. I mean, MX5 Cup cars, huge fun. Absolutely fantastic fun to go racing with. As I said, everything I wanted from them in a Forza game. We had a very close, fun tournament. I love this style. It makes for an entertaining time, even if I didn't think it was my best driving really here. But it did have a lot of fun with the cars. Well, there we go. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.